but
quick and dirty.
I want this on camera. All right, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in, coming to our team call. It is, I don't know what day it is. It's day one of the Ultimate Reset for me, but it's March, May 16th. It's Monday, May 16th. Yay. Anyway, we're halfway through the month. We have what? 2 weeks. 2 weeks and 1 day left. So what that means is if you haven't hit your goals already, then get moving. And if you have, then keep going. That's all it means. So I want to start with some recognition. Jackie is not on because she is in St. Martin having a drink right now. Sent me a picture. She already hit her Success Club, and she's going to be Emerald on Thursday. So,
yay! That's great news
for Jackie. That's
for
awesome.
her.
Yeah. Let's see. Ranya's hit her Success Club already.
Woo-hoo.
Anybody else? Has anybody else hit it?
Robin. Go Robin.
Awesome. Let's hear. Does anybody else have any anything good you want to share from this week?
Cassie's going to be Emerald on Thursday.
Yes.
Hey, Cassie.
Awesome.
And she just started like last week, right? Or a couple weeks ago.
Yep.
Yeah.
Good
Oh,
job,
that's great.
Cassie. That's awesome. Yay.
Good job,
That's
girl.
exciting. Anybody else? Anything good? Positive? No. Come on. All right.
Oh, good.
We have a few of you guys that are working hard to get Diamond this week, and I'm excited because I know it's going to happen. And we're adding a lot of coaches. So we used to kind of track when we would add coaches so we could count. We haven't done that lately, but I keep seeing some in my back office. So good job, guys. Rania, how many points do you have this right now? You've added a lot of people lately.
5 right now.
Really?
Awesome.
I got 2 taken away. I should be at 7. Maybe I don't know. Maybe 7 tomorrow if they count this one. So I should be at 7. I should be at 9, but I might be at 7.
Good enough.
It's
all right, so keep it up, you guys.
Right now for me.
Keep working hard. All right.
Awesome. Well, let's just segue into our dates here. So May really is, it's a great month to talk about, getting people ready for summer, getting summer ready. And so just keep talking to people about that. We do have in May, as you know, right now, we have our coach sneak peek started today, and we do our last post on Thursday morning. So I would say add people in as the time goes, even if it's Thursday morning and you go, oh my gosh, we just had a sneak peek. All the posts are in there. I'm going to pop you in, take a look. So don't think that, oh geez, it's Wednesday or Thursday, I can't invite anymore. Just keep inviting all the way through. It's a great opportunity to share a business opportunity with people. And we do have, in terms of challenge groups, we have a summer shape up group starting on the 23rd. We're in pre-week right now. So
I'm putting the link in on the team page right now.
Super. Thank you, Robin, for opening that up and getting it prepped. And really, I think that's all we have for the rest of the month. That's it for May. Anything else that we can think of? Oh,
I have a couple of people that are going to be doing the Ultimate Reset. If anybody else does,
good.
We'll start a little something there.
Nice.
So, it really is good. Just don't listen to me right now, but it is a great program.
It is. It's awesome. I've got my husband on it, and he's so funny. He texted me today and he goes, I know you'd never in your life think that you'd hear me say this. He goes, but can I please have a vegan Shakeology? He's he's a major carnivore. So he's like, vegan what? But he's doing good. All right.
So couple cool things with Performance Formula came out last week. The new recovery flavor, and I say new because the Performance Recovery is currently chocolate. If you've been around a while, you may have had Results in Recovery, which was a P90X product, and it was orange creamsicle flavored, and it was really tasty. And I think probably people were missing that when we came out with the chocolate Shakeology Shakeology Recovery. So they created an orange flavor. that is now available. It became available last week. So if you're Reese, she's so cute. Hi, sweet girl. Anyway, sorry, I get distracted by other people's children.
It's good to tune out your own, but
totally tune out my own. So if you use Recovery, which I highly recommend that you guys use, think about trying the orange flavor. That's what I'm going to do for my next order, and check it out. And I think
not replacing the chocolate. Is that right?
I think it's just an additional flavor.
Oh.
That's the way I understand it.
That's what I
So piggybacking on that, awesome news that Beachbody Performance is the official supplement to the Ironman competitions. So the Energize, the Recover, and the Recharge, and there's one more. Is it the creatine?
the Hydrate.
No, Hydrate is not.
Oh, it's not.
No.
Must be the creatine.
Okay, so Hydrate, we cannot say that Hydrate is the official.
Didn't know that.
Yes. No, they have an agreement with Gatorade, which is crazy.
Oh.
So we can't say that at all, but all the other performance products are. So what is really awesome, if you guys, some of you, many of you know, in my former life, I was a full-time meeting and event planner, and I still have one client that I work for, and their meeting just so happens to be in Hawaii in 3 weeks. And so I will be in Hawaii for the Ironman.
That's right.
So the 3 days before my meeting at the hotel that my meeting is at, the Ironman is taking place on the Big Island. And so I'm going in early, and I'm totally going to pretend like I'm going to hobnob with the Ironman people, and I'm totally going to be a Beachbody person there, and it's going to rock.
That's great.
Awesome.
Yeah. So hopefully, I don't know if there's like a booth or like, I don't know, I'll be handing out packets of Energize or whatever. But so that's really exciting to be the official supplement for a major sports thing like that. And I'm sure some of it has to, most of it has to do with, some financial agreement that we have, but also the fact that I don't know if you guys know, it has a certification that athletes and all of that, like it's all safe for them. Like there's no drugs, there's no performance enhancing drugs or anything, and it's all certified. That's why there's like that NSF label on there. So if you guys didn't know that, that's what that means, is that it's certified for professional athletes. So it's really exciting. So you guys can use that. If you've seen Tammy did a post, I copy pasted her post. There's a nice image out there that Beachbody created. Anyway, use that to help market. And it's a great way to show that we're legit, that our products are legit, and people will start noticing. So.
Yeah, it's awesome.
All right.
Awesome.
Questions about that? All right. I'm going to pass it over to Rania. Rania went to an awesome training in the Virginia market last week, and she's going to share a little bit about what she learned at that.
So it was a lot of information, so much so that like it was supposed to end at 9:30 and didn't end until 10:30. So I'm going to try and put it like just kind of highlight what they talked about and some kind of good tips and takeaways. The purpose of the training was on the 4 vital behaviors, because I don't know if you know now, but there are 4 vital behaviors, not just 3. And so they kind of went through each one and talked about some various things about each one. They did not go in order, so I'm going to go in the way they talked about them. So the first one was talking about the newest vital behavior, which is recognize or recognition. Really, the point of what they highlighted there was it doesn't matter the size of your business, because there are tons of ways to recognize. It's not just about recognizing your downline, but it's also recognizing challengers, finding ways to reinforce actions that lead to success. So whether that be in your challenge groups or in your team, that's, what you want to do to build recognition and build excitement. It encourages repetition in the vital behaviors too. So when somebody sees themselves being recognized, maybe then they will recognize somebody else, and so on. So consistently, they recommend that you're consistently recognizing like 2 to 3 times, 2 to 3 things. So if you figure out that you want to recognize these specific things in your group, then you stick with it. So for those 3 weeks of our group, you say, I'm going to recognize each week like the top poster of the week or whatever, but just make sure you stick with it, because then you might find somebody working hard to get that recognition. And then if you don't do it, then they're like, oh, well, I just worked hard and that didn't really work, or they didn't recognize me, or, so making sure that you're consistent with the recognition is really important too. To do a self-analysis of what behaviors do I want replicated on my team. So ask yourself that as you're talking about recognizing your team. What do you want replicated? And what is the experience I want to create for my coaches and challengers? And then from that, you should be able to come up with ways to inspire and reach out to them. It doesn't have to, again, it can be anything. You don't have to be doing giveaways. You don't have to be, giving things to people in order to recognize them. There's lots of ways. Some people like to be publicly recognized, some don't. So it's kind of just finding a way to just let people know that you're noticing them, whether it's in a small message or in a public recognition, whatever you feel like, is a way, but do it consistently. Yes.
Did they have any tips I've had some people that don't like public recognition, and I never know how to know if someone's going to like it or not.
I think that sometimes maybe even asking them, hey, this is really awesome. You did a great job. Do you mind if I post this and share it with the team? Something like that.
Okay.
Are you talking about challengers, or are you talking about the team?
Challengers.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, it's hard to know. I think that but maybe if you're not sure, I would just be like, hey, we'd love, you're my challenger of the week. I'd love to share that with the group. How do you feel about that?
Okay.
I don't know. That's what I would do. So being proof the products work is another vital behavior. And what struck me when he was talking about this was basically we are in the business of self-discipline. So that's why being proof the products work is part of a vital behavior. Because if you can't show your own self-discipline, then it's kind of hard to show that, get other people to join you. So you need to be in the mindset of self-discipline and even doing the things that you don't like to do, because that is what makes you self-disciplined, is to do things you don't like to do. 3 ways to increase your self-discipline was to keep your why present. So always remember why you're doing this, whether it be your workouts or, whatever it is that you're sharing. The Shakeology, why is it important to you, and why do you, why do you like it so much, or why has it changed your life? Having meaningful goals. So that's part of helping with the self-discipline. So when you have short-term goals and long-term goals, so have 30-day goals to, focus on and set yourself up for success by meeting those goals. Align to your why. So your goals always want to go along with your why. And then 3, having improving your time and energy management, increasing organization, and having a daily action plan tied to those goals. So it's all goes along with self-discipline, is having a goal, doing stuff consistently in order to meet those goals, whether you like those activities or not. So, and in the end, I don't know if, I feel like we had talked to somebody who shared this, but the question is, did you win the day? So if you can say you won the day, whether it is meeting your goals physically or through your business, then if you can end your day saying you won that day, then that day was a success and you can move on to doing the same for the next. And then, so we went on to talking about invite. And since that is the biggest of all the vital behaviors, and there was a lot of different discussions talked about. So a few different things. But basically, first about inviting, they say your network is the second most important business asset. So you are the most important business asset to your company, and then your network is your second most important business asset. So you always want to first thing is building that pipeline, growing and expanding and building your pipeline or your network daily. So one thing that struck me that he said was, when we're having like a slump and you're in a slump and you're like, I'm not, something's wrong and this isn't working for me. The problems are not your network problems. What's really happening is either you're not adding people or you're not adding value. So those are your two issues. When your business isn't moving forward, you need to either take a look at either you're not adding new people to your pipeline or you're not adding value to the people that you have. So that is one really important part of tracking your network and building your network. Expanding your network in 5 steps. So this was another speaker. So throughout, he would speak and then we'd have another coach, one of the market council coaches speak about a topic. So one of them was expanding your network in 5 steps. So one thing, the first step was, what are your passions? What do you love talking about? What gets you fired up? What do you like to do? What are you an expert at? What's your story and what's your brand? So those are your things that you're going to kind of always be talking about, or that's you, that makes up you. I have a notebook that I've started to kind of write these things down as I think of them. So when I don't know what to write about, I kind of just go back to that. I'm like, okay, what's my hashtag, as we talked about before? And I kind of try and base that to give it some more value. Number 2 was knowing your ideal customer and coach. So thinking of you as your former self. So if you've made this transformation, if you've been doing this for a little while, what were you like when you first started? Why were you frustrated? Why were you unhappy? What kept you up at night? What were you desperate to be? Why did you want to change so badly? And those are the people that you want to speak to, because that was you, and they can relate to you then, and then you can build that relationship. 3 was social media, which we have all talked a lot about, and I'm sure you guys know a lot, but choosing 2 platforms, as we said. So taking out of all of these different things and just picking 2 platforms to be an expert at, and do as much training and do as much as you can to learn about those 2 platforms. 4 was creating content. So telling your story through posts. That's how you can add value. And then number 5 was call to actions, follow-ups, invites. So those are the actual putting it out there and saying, join my accountability group, join my team. This is what we need. This is what I'm looking for. Add value daily, like we've said, adding in fitness tips, recipes, clean eating tips, anything that's, when people share my posts, I get so excited because I'm like, oh my God, this is something that they actually care about. Like, and it's so random. Today I posted like something about these non-meat proteins. It got shared like 10 times. I'm like, really? I never would have thought like it was that good of a post. Like, so when people are sharing it, then it's obviously adding value to them and they want to put it out there to other people. So let me see, I think. as you create value for your network, then your income is going to be the echo of your value. So if you're creating value, then your income will echo that value that you've created. Inviting is connecting in such a way that you find out what the other person wants and then help them make the decision to change. So it's not just, inviting them and then asking them what they want to do, but it's helping them make that decision and helping recommend, like we've said, what you would suggest for them to do. And sorry, I'm trying to skip through like the stuff. So I'm going to end with like this one story that he told, which I thought was he told lots of really good stories. And one that I actually was able to share with my son because it was really good. And this was the one at 10:30 at night. But this is another story that he told that I thought was really a good one. So he was talking about how he bought this new house and he got in and the paintwork on the house was just phenomenal. Like the banister was painted perfectly and it was just beautiful painting. And we're all like, when we do it ourselves, if you're not really a great painter, then you kind of just slap the paint on the wall and it's like, as thick as you can just to get it done. And so he asked the painter, he's like, oh my God, you do such great work. How are you so good at this? How long have you been doing it? What have you been doing? What do you do? And he, what do you do to make it look so good? And he said, well, first thing I do is I just sand everything down. He's like, okay, I got it. I do that too. And then he said, and then I put on a thin layer of paint. And then I let it dry. And then, the next day I go back. And then I sand it down again. He's like, what do you mean? You just painted it. You're sanding over your painting? He's like, yeah, that's how I get rid of all the imperfections. So then he sands, and then he puts another thin layer of paint over it. And then he leaves it to dry. And then he goes back the next day, and he sands. He's like, you keep sanding over your painting? He's like, yeah, because that's how I make it perfect and smooth. And then I paint over, I'll do another thin layer of paint. And then he just keeps sanding and painting and sanding and painting until it's perfectly done and paint is the way he wants it. So the point of his story is, for us as coaches, we all lose patience. We all think that like we can just throw on a quick post or throw on a quick thing and not take any time to put forth, to be patient. And we need to be sanding and painting and removing, if we make them, sand down your imperfection and just paint over it, and then keep going and keep sanding and painting and sanding and painting. And that's how you become successful, is to keep going. So I thought that was really, so whenever I'm now having a tough time, I just tell myself, just gotta keep sanding and painting, and eventually all that sanding and painting will, pay off. So that was really good. I thought motivational little way to.
For sure.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So,
thank you.
I hope that
so good.
made sense. And I feel like there was a lot of, just a lot of information, so it's hard to narrow it down. But
I just took 2 pages of notes.
Great.
yeah.
Yeah. No, that was awesome. I mean, it's so nice whenever you have a training and you guys, if you ever want to share it, just tell us. We love that. I mean, you get so many different perspectives from different people, and you always take a nugget. I took a lot of nuggets.
To me, like, I actually hadn't committed to going to this because I didn't want to go. I didn't want to go by myself. It was like, 7:30 at night. And then finally last week I was like, you know what? I have nothing. Let me go. And it was long and I was there forever. But I really did walk away with a lot of really great information. So if you ever have that opportunity to go something like that, especially if it's put on by corporate or your marketing council, then it always ends up being worth it. So
yeah, take advantage of any live event you can go to. Go for sure. Thank you so much, Rania, for sharing. Does anybody have any questions for Rania about that? That was awesome. What's some hashtags you've got in your little notebook?
There's a lot.
They're going to be hers. They're going to be what hers
Yeah,
are.
my hashtag.
What? I'm just writing down. What are you talking about?
You know my hashtags.
I like though, is just take some notes, write some things down, and then when you're like, oh, I don't have anything to post about, open your notebook.
Yeah, I just bought the notebook, and honestly, I keep it in my purse now. And like, if I have an idea of like a post or an objection or something, I just kind of am starting a list. So if I don't know what to talk about that day or what to post, then at least I have something to refer to.
That's great. I use the notes on my phone.
Yeah.
So if something comes up like that, talk into it and do it that way. So it's the same type of thing. So just because you'll think of something and you won't be in front of your computer or it won't be the right time. So write it down somehow, get it down. Yeah. So anybody have any questions? No? Okay. Let's see. I have a quote today. Put your positive pants on. I had to keep telling myself that today. I'm like, okay, put your positive pants on. No. I like that one. Hi.
I actually have a question.
Really cute.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Who's
I
this?
work, this is Garrett.
Oh, hey, Garrett.
How are you?
Good. Thanks for being on.
Yeah, absolutely. So I work in an office full of women, and there are a lot of women that want to work out and exercise and eat better. I don't have the best relationship with them, but I don't have a bad relationship with them. But it's so hard to approach women to say, hey, I've got a fitness group, or hey, do you want to lose some weight? That's like an invitation to get slapped.
Yeah, don't say that.
So,
whatever you do not say that.
So, well, of course.
Are you connected with them at all?
I'm not connected with them on Facebook, but right now there's a bunch of gals in the office and some guys that are doing a Biggest Loser challenge, and I think they're going to do another round here shortly. So, I think all of you guys are women on the phone. It's probably the only guy. So how would you guys want to be, or you gals want to be approached if someone reached out to you to do a weight loss program or an exercise program or whatever?
Well, Garrett, this is Annette. I just was going to say, perhaps if they're like, do you know the person that organizes the Biggest Loser challenge?
I do. I'm actually friends with her.
Okay, well, that's a positive. Maybe you can approach her, and she can be your, maybe you can get her on board. And if you can get her on board, maybe if they do this Biggest Loser challenge, they can do it via Beachbody workouts and or Shakeology and nutritional programs. I mean, it's something that you might try. That would be, I think she might be a good in, especially if she's a friend of yours.
Sure, absolutely. That's kind of what I was thinking. So.
Yeah, definitely that. And then you're obviously going to have your story with P90X and whatnot to talk to the guys about. And did you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. This is Robin again. Sorry. And then Emily's got an amazing story with 21 Day Fix Extreme. And so you can, I imagine.
Who did?
Emily does.
Oh, okay.
And so, I mean, you know her story. I mean, you can use anyone's information from the team. I mean, we're all open to sharing. You can say, my friend Robin or my friend Annette or my friend whoever, has been using this program and has gotten these results. And we're all using Shakeology to better our health and nutrition and replace meals. And just approach it that way as a friend, I mean, in a way that if you go into it thinking that you're going to offend someone, then you probably are. But I think if you go into it like really with a helping way in mind versus trying to sell a challenge pack, it's going to come across that way.
Okay. I can do that.
How does that sound like you think, yeah, I mean, I'm sure you can do that.
Are you kidding me? I can do anything I want.
All right.
Get it.
Sounds great. Let us know how
All
it
right,
goes.
thank you guys Thank you guys for the advice. I'll try to get after it this week.
All right, good.
When does
Awesome.
when's the next challenge group start? So next week,
The
probably.
next one starts Monday, right?
Okay.
Now, I mean, if all of these people in the Biggest Loser thing want to do one with you, you certainly can. You don't have to go with the one the team has. You're always welcome to run your own.
Okay.
We have a posting schedule that I can share. I would be happy to be in the group with you and help you do that, whatever, if Monday is too soon. But if Monday doesn't have to be too soon either. You can say, if you guys want to enhance your Biggest Loser thing, you want a better chance of winning, join my team's accountability group,
Sure.
Tell
Okay.
them they'll have a better chance of winning their competition or whatever their buy-in was, or all that money or whatever they're doing, if they join you and get a little bit of accountability.
Okay. I like that.
All right, cool. Any other questions? Is that Addie?
Yeah, that's Adeline. We're out in the yard seeding and watering the grass. So she's my little helper, and she's say hi, everybody.
How cute.
Singing.
Hi.
Hi.
All right. Any other questions? All right. Everybody go put your positive pants on.
We do have another call if you are shooting for diamond and you want to get on. We're starting at 7:15.
Yes.
Bye,
All right, you guys. Thank you.
Bye, guys. Have a good
Talk to you
week.
later.
Thank you.
Bye, everybody.